Welcome to a reading vlog. I haven't done a reading vlog in so fucking long. Like, I can't remember the last time I did one. Not that I used to do them often, but it's just been such a long time since I did a reading vlog. I just wanted to film something super chill. We're gonna read a couple of books. I'm gonna tell you my thoughts. I don't actually have any plans on what books I'm going to be reading, except for one. So let's talk about the first one I'm gonna read, which wasn't planned. I actually was planning on reading The Next Girl, which is a thriller as well, and I'm reading this for the hot girls who read book club, and I started it on Audible, but I've stopped reading that and I've picked up this on my Kindle, The Inmate by Freida Mcfadden. Now, Freida Mcfadden has blown the fuck up all over Bookstagram, Booktube, TikTok especially. If you are a romance reader and you don't read a lot of thrillers or any at all, Freida is where you want to go. I feel like her books read like a romance in a sense. The Housemaid and The Housemaid's Secret, romance was included in the plot. But yes, we're reading The Inmate. I've seen this everywhere. I love her writing style. I've already gotten about 10% in and I've just started it. So let's talk about it. We've got Brooke, who is a single mother with a 10-year-old boy. She's just got a new job at a prison as a nurse, a practicing nurse in the prison. She's recently just moved back to her hometown, and the reason why she's relocated to her hometown is because her parents died. And instead of selling the house, she's decided to move in with her son. The book starts off with her first day at the prison. As she's walking through the prison for the first time, she explains that there is an inmate in this prison that is actually serving time because of her. She is the reason that this prisoner is behind bars. She didn't want to get a job at this prison because she knows an inmate, but she had tried to get other jobs and this was the only one that called her back and offered her an interview and so on and so forth. So what I have gathered already, it hasn't been said, but I think that the prisoner that she's put behind bars is her son's father. As I said, it hasn't been said yet, but that's the vibes I'm getting. As I said before, I love her writing style. It's easy to read. You can sit down and just fly through her words. And it's not the type of thriller where if you kind of zone out, you'll miss much, because I have noticed with becoming a thriller reader that I zone out a lot, okay? So I'll be reading and I'm not taking any of it in, but if I miss like a couple of paragraphs and then kind of come to, I don't miss too much. Like, her thrillers aren't complicated, and it's something that I really enjoyed. That's why I kind of suggest, if you are a romance reader and you only read romance but you want to switch up your genre but everything else feels kind of intimidating, Freida is perfect. And if you like Verity from Colleen Hoover, go to Freida, because that's the type of style of thriller that she writes. Okay, I'm gonna do some mum stuff around the house. My baby is staring at me. I finally got baby gates on this room because, my God, guys, my books were just getting trashed, and also these are not bolted to the wall and they're wobbly, especially these thin ones. And I don't have the shit to bolt them to the wall, and I just don't want him playing in here. But every time I come in here, whether it's to do my makeup, get dressed, because everything's in this room that's mine, he just sits at the gate. Also, I want to let you guys know that I'm currently curating and putting together my Amazon storefront, and I'm so excited about it because I'm making like categories, like my favorite books of all time, and then I've created a section called Amo Jones Till Death, and I'm placing all my favorite Amo Jones books in that like category. So I'm going to be doing that today as well because I want to finish it and make it live, and my link to my Amazon storefront will be down below. I'm kind of going to be using it as like a Goodreads. Like, every time I finish a book that I love and I'm obsessed with, I'm going to place it in one of my categories, and then you guys can shop my favorites if you're looking for a new book and blah, blah, blah. I need to attend to my child. I will check in with you when I get about 50% into The Inmate. I'm 29, almost 30% in. Like, after this page, I'll be 30% in. And I really like it. At first, I was a little concerned. I'm finding lately that the first page, not even the first chapter, but the first page of a novel needs to be amazing for me to want to continue on. If it's a little slow, I'm more than likely going to not continue on and pick up another book. But I'm finding like every first page is doing that to me. So it's making finding romances and other books in general quite hard. Because I'm in a slump. I've been in like this weird, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, it's not like my pregnancy slump because I literally couldn't read for 9 months. And I am still reading, but it's like this urge to finish a book is just not there. That was never the case for me. I used to pick up any book and every book and I'd read the whole thing and I would read it in 24 hours. And now it takes me almost a week to finish a book, except for this one. Like the fact that I've gotten 30% in within like a few hours is a massive deal, but that's because my baby's been in a good mood today and he's currently napping. Anyway, yeah, I'm just finding like I don't have this like urge to like finish books no matter how good they are. And I don't know if it's a me thing or if you guys have experienced that or what. So Brooke has now come face to face with the man she put in prison, Shane Nelson. She has confirmed that it is the father of her son, her 10-year-old son. And when they have this interaction, it's like really insane. And also he's hot. Like she described him to be really attractive. I just love a thriller that has like romancy vibes. I'm already like, you need to fuck him, okay? I don't know if there's gonna be any sex in this, but he's already giving off like sexy, I'm in prison, I'm a bad dude doing bad things vibe that I love. But this is a thriller, so there's not gonna be pages of smart. There might be some sex scenes, there might not be. She was gonna try and avoid him at all costs, but within 2 weeks of working at this prison, she has run into him. He's had an incident in the yard where he has cut open his head. She's attending to him and instantly he's like, Brooke, I didn't do it. I didn't try to kill you. And she's just like, bitch, yes you fucking did. I was there. Don't try and tell me now after 10 years. You're already serving time. I already got up in the courtroom. It seems like he didn't do it. Like he seems like really apologetic and is like trying to drive the point home. Like, I loved you. Like, how could I have done this? Someone else tried to kill you and killed those people. So obviously he's behind bars because he's murdered a couple of people and he tried to kill her, but he is saying that he didn't and he's been set up. And in the meantime, with all this happening, she's taken her kid to the new school and she's run into the principal, who is an old friend of hers that she used to hang out with at the time when all this went down. And he is giving off good guy vibes, but there's something about him that just seems a little bit off. And I think he's involved with these murders and what went down. And he's framed Shane. His name's Tim. Anyway, he like got her phone number from like the paperwork to do with her child and messaged her and has asked her out for a drink, this Tim dude. And she's gone out with him. That's what's happening in this book so far. And I really like Shane. Even though he's meant to be the bad guy, I just know he's not the bad guy, okay? He's not the bad guy. He can't be the bad guy. He's too sexy and apologetic to be the bad guy, you know what I mean? I reckon this Tim motherfucker, there's something to do with this Tim motherfucker, okay? Also, Brooke's running into all these people in her hometown that are recognizing her. And the fact that she moved back to her hometown where all of this happened and was hoping that no one would recognize her, that is the strangest thing ever to do. Like, of course people are gonna recognize you. Just because you age doesn't mean that your appearance fully changes and you look drastically different. You just look like you, but you're older. Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna keep reading this. I wanna try and read all of this today. Today, tonight. And hopefully I can check in with you guys in the morning. I'm so busy tomorrow, sometime tomorrow, and let you guys know my thoughts on the entire book. As I said, so far I'm liking it. I love this Shane dude. He sounds sexy, and it's made me feel like reading like a prison romance. I don't even know if there is any prison romances. I've read a few with ex-cons, but I want like a romance that's set in prison. If you have any suggestions, let me know. It's been like 2 days. I had a busy day yesterday and the day before. So that's why I didn't update you guys. Don't mind my mess in the background. You can literally see. Not that mess, that mess. Oh my God. I finished the Inmate, right? Now I am in a super big thriller mood. So this vlog is not going to include any romance, but I'm going to film a reading vlog next week featuring just romance books. So if you're disappointed in that, I'm sorry, but I'm a mood reader, and if I read a thriller that gets my heart pumping and I really enjoy it, I want to keep the mood going. So I finished the Inmate, like I said. I really did like it. I did like it. It didn't have any spice in it like I wanted there to be. And I can't really say too much about it because it will ruin the story. It's so hard to explain and give like a brief kind of review of a thriller without giving away the story. I had thoughts of where this story was going, who the bad guy was going to be, and I was wrong, which that can happen sometimes. I did find it to be a little easy, the plot twist. I don't know. If you read it, or if you have read it, you'll understand what I mean. Like, the plot twist was exactly what I thought when I first started reading, but in my mind I thought, oh my god, that's way too easy to be the plot twist, so it won't be. And I do that quite often when I read a thriller. I think of the plot twist and then I think, no, like that's too easy, but maybe that's like the magic of the author. Like that's what they want you to think. They want you to think of the plot twist and then they want to like manipulate you to think that you're wrong, but in the end you're actually right. I also watched a review of the Inmate the other day. I believe it was Larry Reed's, and she said that she really liked it, but she felt like Brooke was really dumb. She didn't enjoy it as much because the main character was so dumb and came across as so dumb, and I totally agree with that. When I was reading it, I was rolling my eyes at this character and I was just like, what the hell, bitch? What are you doing? Like, this isn't gonna end well for you. So I totally agree with what Larry said about the Inmate. But after I read the Inmate, I just needed to keep the good vibes going, and I picked up Never Lie by Freida Mcfadden, which is about this couple that go to look at this house that they want to buy. And the person that lived in there prior to them wanting to purchase this house was a psychologist that ended up going missing, or she got killed, and no one found out who did it. While they're at this house, all these creepy things keep happening. Sorry, I'm fixing my nose ring. All these creepy things keep happening, and then the heroine ends up finding this hidden room that has a collection of all these tapes, and these tape recordings are from the psychologist that is gone missing or is dead. I can't remember now. It's from all her clients because she's a psychologist, and the heroine is starting to slowly go through all these tapes and listen to these tapes. I really like it. I'm listening to it on Audible, so if you're an Audible fan, the audiobook is amazing. Like, it's really good. It's really easy to listen to. Good morning. You can hear like the baby television shows and my child on the floor. I wanted to pop on, I'm just making my morning coffee, it's like 7:30 in the morning. This video ended up being a flop, okay? So I started off really strong and we read The Inmate, and then I started Never Lie, and then like halfway through Never Lie, I DNF'd it. It kind of like plateaued in a sense. I'm sure as shit that the book gets better because Jess, Reading Romance from Instagram, she read it the same week I did, and she said that it did slow down, but it picks up towards the end, just like every other Freida book, and it was really good and she really enjoyed it. But then she was like, you should read The Inmate, I reckon you'll love that one, and I was like, I just read that one before Never Lie. And I really did like The Inmate, and I think it's because The Inmate had more of a romancy, dark romancy vibe to it. If you've read The Inmate, you'll know what I'm saying and what I mean. With the whole Brooke being a single mom, and she put the father of her child behind bars because something went down, like there was some mystery, and it had like dark romance vibes. So this video is wrapping up here. Started off strong, ended up being flaky at the end, and then it just flopped, but I'm gonna upload it anyway because I want to upload it because this is reality. Like, you get into a burnout slump sometimes. Every time I come across a romance that rocks my fucking world, it slumps me instantly. Like, Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan was the last thing that I read that I was like, oh. And then before that, there's been like 5 other books I think from this year that have really got me, and then I'm finding it harder to move on and continue that kind of energy that I have towards reading, because I've loved that book so much that I don't think I can find something that will be just as good, if not better. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I'm gonna edit this vlog and upload it and give it to you guys, because I still like the beginning footage of The Inmate, and I do really highly recommend that book. Not so much Never Lie. But I'm gonna start another reading vlog after I wrap this up. And you know what? It's going to be finding a book to get me out of a slump. And I'm going to literally record every book I start and let you guys know if I continue on or I DNF. And we're just gonna read or try to read any and every book I come across to try and get me out of this slump. That's the next reading vlog. I was gonna try and film like reading popular romances, but I'm in a slump, so I'm not even gonna bother with that right now. Let's try and get me out of this slump. Let's try and find some fucking books. Also, I've dropped that I created an Amazon storefront in this video. I also uploaded to TikTok the other day. I'm gonna try and TikTok. It's just a mini book haul. So if you have TikTok, you can follow me over there. I'll see you in the next video, which will be, let's get me out of this slump. My fake tan's coming off, and you know what's funny? This is totally off topic, but I'm actually growing out of tanning. I think it's time that I embrace my natural skin tone because I just cannot be fucked tanning anymore. Also, I've gained so much weight that it's actually hard to tan my body now, and I go through much more tanner than what I used to because, you know, had a baby, put on some kgs, and here we are. I'll see you guys in the next video.